Hey guys, Romie here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Romie Reviews here. Okay, so we have to talk about, our Flatbush Jamaican brethren, Safaree. So if you guys don't know, actually Monday, Safaree was, someone thought it would be right to go and rob him. And so what we didn't know this until he went to the interview with Angie Martinez, because he was still booked for that. So he went there, and within like the first minute of the interview, he was crying because he was robbed. He's never been robbed before, at least, or I should say, at least never been robbed at gunpoint. And of course, he was shaken up. You have to remember that his uncle was killed last year due to gun violence. Rob killed, all of that. And so it sounds like a setup. It sounds like a major setup. I understand that a lot of people are like, okay, Safaree went from being really low-key and in the background to being in the forefront and always having these different furs and wearing these different jewelry and always talking about how much money he carries on him. And obviously that makes you a target, but let's be clear, because there's some ignorant people that there's this concept or mindset that because someone is boasts what they have or showcase what they have, that just invites people to come and take it. No, the people who come and take it are thieves. They thief you, or as my grandmother would say, they thief you because of jealousy, envy, because instead of focusing on trying to make a way for themselves, they see, oh, that person has that, and oh, why don't I just take what they have? Again, I'm not saying that it's smart to do what Safaree's been doing, what a lot of people do nowadays, which is just put everything on Front Street, put everything you have on Front Street, showcase everything that you have in your house, showcase. No. I'm not saying any of that is smart, because I don't do that myself, so I wouldn't promote that for anyone. What I am saying is it's still not right for someone to go and rob you because you have something that they want, or just because they don't want you to have it. And that's a big difference. It's a huge difference. So we're starting off with that. And at first, I also felt the same way a lot of you felt, which was, you just got robbed. Why are you going to this interview? But I said, then again, it's Safaree. I would expect nothing less. Safaree gives me the type where even if something terrible happens, he's going. He's just going to be like, well, that just happened, but let's just move on type of thing. And I do respect the fact that he wasn't doing the whole, okay, these people robbed me, so now the ops got me, so now I'm going to go and get them, and now we're going to do this, now we're going to do that. He made very clear, even after being robbed, I'm not a street dude. I'm not one of those people that's like, okay, now we need to go after them, now we need to attack them. No, I'm the call the police. I just got robbed. I need help. And that's what he did. Like I said, it definitely sounds like a setup. There's one report saying that he was actually being followed, and I'm actually very mindful of when I'm driving, like people around me, especially cars that are behind me for too long. Makes me very nervous and very eerie, because it did come from an area where that stuff happened. So I definitely pay attention to that. But at the end of the day, if someone wants to come after you, someone wants to attack you, someone wants to rob you, they're going to find a way to do it. That's just the truth of the matter. So we have that. Apparently it was like 2 to 3 men. It was an unmarked Escalade, as one report says. And as far as I know, as of now, I don't see any names, I don't see any pictures, but I'm sure they're gonna find them. He had about $185,000 worth of stuff on there, and of course it was good that he went to Angie, because she's the right interviewer to handle something like that. I can't imagine Safaree going to the Breakfast Club, even though with his personality it will have been okay. And the interview turning out the way they did. Because after a while, after he spent, the first half kind of going over that, and she was just like, man, I'm sorry that happened to you, but it's crazy because we finally get to have this conversation and meet with each other, and for this to happen the day of or during the day type of thing. So I have, my fake. So PETA, don't come after me. This is obviously fake faux fur to represent for Safaree, because I don't have any type of budget to support his mink game, his fur game. He even showed up in a red fur, but I knew immediately that something was wrong because I said, Safaree looks dry. And I know that's the weirdest thing to comment on, but I said, why does Safaree look dry? This is Mr. Coconut Oil Man. Why does he look dry? Why does he look regular? That's what it was. He looked regular. It's like, where's all the extra stuff that we've been seeing recently? Where, even with the fur, I said, something's not right here. So then he said all of that. Again, as far as security, I don't know what his security detail was at the time. I'm sure, if any, it was pretty light. It was also just weird timing. It definitely needs to be someone who knew him, or at least someone who, no, he even believes now that it was someone who knew them. And that's the thing with friends. When it comes to the industry, in life in general, people throw around the friend word too loosely, but especially in the industry, that whole friend thing, not everyone is your friend. Most people aren't your friends. Most people are also either clout chasers, fellow clout chasers, or just waiting to catch you off guard and then take what you have. Is it right? No. But is it reality? Yeah. And it's just sad. It's really sad. I'm actually a little surprised that the story isn't bigger. I don't know if it's because of the fact that Safaree did the interview kind of just going over everything versus us hearing about it in the news and then having to pull teeth to get information. I don't know. But, I just have a weird feeling that this might be Safaree's year. And it just seems like things are lining up for him in a way that I haven't seen in a while for someone who's been trying to do stuff entertainment-wise. And I just really think that this is going to be his year where he pops off as just Safaree. So you know what I'm talking about? It just feels like things are lining up for him in a way, like when it comes to publicity and all that stuff, to where he's going to create enough of a name for himself, whether it's going to be a dating show, whether it's going to be, his music really popping off, or maybe on the feature. I don't know. But I definitely see 2018 being his year. I'm sure he's not going to downgrade his image, because there's a lot of rappers who dress and act kind of similar to the way Safaree does, and so it also keeps up appearances. So I don't think that he's going to downscale his look or flashiness. I think he will be smarter. I think this whole thing of kind of broadcasting where you are at all times, honestly, that's that in conjunction with having all these people around you who aren't really your friends, who are people who are just friendly or possibly trying to get stuff from you. I think a lot more people now are going to understand that you have to take care of yourself. You have to watch out for people who are only there for the things that you can do for them, or what opportunities they can get because of you. And I just hope that this is a lesson for him where he has to be more careful. He has to be more careful. He comes from, Safaree's Jamaican American. He wasn't born in Jamaica. He was born here in New York, like a lot of us. And the thing is, I'm very familiar with where Safaree is from, because also have similar just geographical backgrounds as far as heritage, as well as in New York actually living. So that's why, honestly, I know it's gonna sound bad, I'm a little surprised that this didn't happen sooner. I'm a little surprised that this didn't happen sooner, because the way that Safaree moves, especially supposed to be knowing what he knows about the areas that he's in and just how all of it is, I'm surprised this didn't happen sooner. Safaree is definitely the type where he's like, yeah, he has security, but he's not walking with tens and tens of people. And I'm just thinking, you're broadcasting all this stuff. You're putting yourself in a situation where it's a lot easier for something like this to happen. And I just want him to win. I'm just thankful that, like I said, I feel like this really was just a setup. And so because it was just a setup and it wasn't just some random person going and doing this, or random people going and doing this, that's why he was okay. That's why they only took stuff from him. That's why they didn't physically harm him. But let me know what you think. Do you like I said, I don't think that image-wise he needs to change anything. If that's him, that's him. Obviously, that's not me, so I wouldn't do that. But you have to move more carefully. You're a celebrity now, and you have to be careful about who's in your circle. And what do you think of my faux fur? Again, this is Romie Reviews. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.